Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, 2 people were killed in Bangor yesterday in what police are calling a domestic incident. Plus, human remains that were found off the coast of Maine over 2 decades ago have finally been identified. And there will be big changes in the leadership of the Maine CDC. These stories and more coming up. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Let's hit the ground running and get a first check of that rainy and snowy forecast. Devin Biggs joins us now.
First weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We have winter storm warnings in effect until about 1 o'clock later this afternoon for areas highlighted here because of accumulating snow expected and some other frozen precipitation that could fall as well. Before we switch over to all rain, we're also watching this winter weather advisory that's up for some areas until later on this morning as well, as we're also going to be watching out for any precipitation. I'll switch over to all rain. We've had some frozen precipitation, and now we're starting to see a switch over. No surprise either, aerial flood watches in effect for a few counties until later this afternoon because of the heavy rain that's currently moving through, with gale warnings also up until 6 p.m. So wind, rain, and precipitation will be the general issue here as we watch all this moving through. We started out as a little bit of snow earlier this morning, now switching over to all rain and maybe some other types of precipitation further off towards the north. With the warmer air advecting in, we'll continue to see this moving and switching over to all rain as it does develop. Let's zoom things out right now. This is currently a bigger picture here, tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east. Most of this will start to taper off a little bit as we head towards the afternoon period, but later on the extended forecast period, more active weather will be on the way. Our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, plenty of rain, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Bangor police found 2 people dead inside a mobile home on G Street while responding to what they call a domestic incident. Our Matthew Duroncic has more on the investigation.
Bangor Police and Fire Department were called to 16 G Street around 10:30 Thursday morning after a 911 call was made regarding a domestic violence incident.
3-9, got another pop inside the trailer.
I can confirm that we have 2 deceased people inside of one of the residents here, adult female and adult male.
A neighbor off camera told us that a nearby resident called 911 after hearing noises coming from the home. Bangor Police and Fire Department then arrived to the scene, followed by the bomb squad and the evidence response team. One person told us he heard gunshots while moving his friend out.
Kind of gave a look down, and then a few minutes later, 15, 20 minutes, heard a couple shots. They asked, "What do you think that was?" That was gunfire.
Others heard police enter the home before finding the 2 deceased.
I was just headed for the garage when I heard a boom, and I'm like, "Ooh, what was that?" So I walked down the dooryard, and that's when I see the cops had the weapons drawn, and they had the robot was banging the side of the house, and finally it punched a hole through the side of the house.
Residents say an incident like this is unexpected in their neighborhood.
It's very nice, very quiet, it's very secluded. We have hardly any disturbances here.
In Bangor, Matthew Duroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Maine Medical Examiner's Office has identified human remains found in the ocean more than 2 decades ago as a Las Vegas man. Officials say the remains, discovered 27 miles off the coast on July 24, 2000, belonged to 84-year-old Philip Kahn, who was reported missing that same year. It's unclear how Kahn ended up in the New England waters. He disappeared after flying to New York City. There were several attempts to identify the body with DNA and fingerprints over the years before a match was made through the FBI's Deceased Persons Identification Services Division. Frontline workers in Washington County are working hard to solve a growing crisis across the state. Devin Dagnall has the story.
EMT crews across Washington County have assembled in Columbia Falls in an attempt to fight the ongoing EMT crisis. According to Rick Petrie, the Chief Operations Officer for Northeast Mobile Health, a shortage of workers or money has been exacerbated in the county because of its size and remoteness. And when time is so valuable trying to save lives, they need to fix this problem. The EMT stations and residents of Washington County have created a committee that will work to find solutions to their problems.
Our ambulance services are struggling, and we've reached crisis proportion with a couple of them who've said that if they don't have a solution, they need to close their doors.
During the meeting, many of the representatives for each EMS group mentioned funding and lack of pay as some of the biggest issues their crews face. According to Nancy Parrott, the service representative of Petit Manan Ambulance Corps, funding continues to be an issue for many of the EMS crews in Washington County because they don't receive an adequate amount of funding from their town, which is worsened by the fact that many insurance agencies only cover up to 85% of an ambulance bill. This leads stations to cut corners on equipment and staffing. The lack of staffing makes it so many personnel compensate by working up to and beyond 80 hours a week just to serve their community.
Well, this conversation needed to be had decades ago. This is going to open up doors between town officials and ambulance services, opening their eyes, educating them on the lack of insurance reimbursements that we get and the need for a subsidy from the towns in order for us to stay in business.
Although the large consensus from the meeting was that crews need to receive more funding to relieve the crisis, it was not the only proposed solution. Lewis Pinkham, the town manager for Millbridge, believes that crews need to focus more on recruitment.
I do not believe that money is going to be the solution to this. I think we need to get more younger people involved, whether it's in EMS, law enforcement, dispatch.
In Columbia Falls, Devin Dagnall for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The director of the Maine CDC is leaving. Dr. Nirav Shah has been appointed Principal Deputy Director for the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. He will be second in leadership under U.S. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky. Shah will assume his new post in March. Governor Janet Mills sent out a statement saying, in part, quote, he was a trusted advisor and a leader to the people of Maine during one of the greatest public health crises of our time. Day after day, week after week, Dr. Shah spoke calmly and directly to the people of Maine, many of whom were scared and uncertain. He delivered to us the unvarnished truth as best we knew it, and answered our questions with compassion, empathy, humor, and a clarity that gave us much-needed hope in our darkest days. I strongly believe that Maine's nation-leading success in confronting the pandemic is due in large part to Dr. Shah's leadership, and there is no doubt in my mind that he saved the lives of many people. The time is now 8:07. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll take an in-depth look at the closure of a local business in Bangor. But first, let's take another look at that messy forecast. As many people woke up and have seen, there's heavy rain coming down in most parts of the state, highs of around 50 degrees today, so that warm temperatures are kind of helping the roads. But tonight it's going to drop down to 28 degrees, and we're going to see a continuation of that precipitation. It's going to become a wintry mix, and that is going to continue on into tomorrow, where we'll continue to see a wintry mix, and the highs will be around 33 degrees.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Looking for a new work experience? Fox and ABC Bangor are partnering with local employers to feature the best local job opportunities, like this one.
Bonham Masonry is currently hiring for general laborers and experienced masons. On-the-job training is available for those with no experience. We offer paid time off, travel pay, IRA, and health benefits. If interested in applying, please contact Dan Bonham at 323-5304.
Realtors at Morrison & Company with Next Home Experience have been serving satisfied clients since 2016. With more than $25 million in sales for 2022 alone, we hold the expertise to get you from under contract to closing during this very personal experience. Our modern and hands-on approach will get you where you want to be, faster and with less hassle. Call us today for your real estate options.
Dad, not another showing. Granite from right here in Maine is helping to ensure the Statue of Liberty is protected for years to come.
We had to match historically to the actual pieces as best as we could.
If someone can see our work and it doesn't look like it was freshly fabricated, that's when we've succeeded.
We'll have the story from Maine to Lady Liberty, Monday on Fox 22 News at 10.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine on Fox 22. I'm Emma Smith. Bangor City Councilors have come up with a proposal on how to spend $20 million in COVID relief funds. City Council Chair Rick Fournier says housing is a big priority. He says roughly $5 million has been dedicated to housing, including expanding low-income and workforce housing. It will also help the city's homeless population. Money has also been allocated for broadband, childcare, a social worker for the Bangor Public Library, and public health initiatives. Fournier says the council wanted to help as many Bangor citizens as they possibly could with the money.
We've been very deliberate on how we got going. I know there are a bunch of towns and cities across the United States that have already spent it all. We wanted to be a lot more thoughtful.
The money must be allocated by December 2024, and it must be spent by December of 2026. A lot of Mainers will be getting an unanticipated bonus in the mail. The Treasurer's Office is sending out checks to 54,000 people that total roughly $4 million. The money comes from unclaimed property, which consists of money and other financial assets that are considered lost or abandoned when an owner cannot be located after a specific time. It includes things like bank accounts, unpaid wages, uncashed checks, life insurance policies, and safe deposit box contents. No action is required for Mainers to get their money. Treasurer Henry Beck says by using data matching on names and addresses from Governor Mills' inflation relief program, they were able to find more than 54,000 people with unclaimed property. Checks in amounts ranging from $10 to $1,500 will be mailed out beginning next week, and a group of 400 people have unclaimed property in amounts over $1,500 that require additional paperwork. So Beck says they will be reaching out to those people in the coming days. A Bangor used auto parts business has permanently closed. David Ledford has the story.
Kenny Upole in Bangor announced their closure in a Facebook post on January 11th. Customers say that the auto parts store had become a staple for motorists from around the state. For some, the news of their departure came as a shock.
I'm sorry to see them close. It's going to be a big cutback. A lot of people coming in here and getting parts because they're always busy.
Kenny Upole has several stores across Canada, but this location was the only one in Maine. According to the company website, customers were able to pick and remove their own replacement parts from used and damaged cars at an affordable cost. The abrupt loss of this feature has led to frustrations for longtime customers.
The price of auto parts is going to go right up through the roof because you have to pay somebody else to remove them versus remove them yourself. It's big inconvenience.
However, some Mainers say that their biggest concern is unused gift cards, which were only valid at the Bangor location.
Some people, they have gift certificates for this place. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen on those. I feel bad for those people. It's going to be a big inconvenience.
Kenny Upole has urged customers looking to sell their used cars to head to AIM Recycling, which is next door to the former business. Company representatives declined to comment on the reason for the closure. In Bangor, David Ledford for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time is now 8:13. After the break, we'll hear from a local nonprofit that has put out a request for a certain type of donations. We'll be right back with the details.
I've got this feeling we'll meet again.
Kia, movement that inspires.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2023 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional with extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar from the Furniture Gallery. Kick back and save an extra 10% on our entire recliner selection and save up to 70% off clearance items. Support our main family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
Believe it or not, there is something better than winning an award for best brand and dependability. Being behind the wheel. Kia, movement that inspires.
The Bangor Humane Society has put out a call for help on their Facebook page. The favorite food of many of the cats and dogs, canned wet food, is in very low supply. This is one of the supplies that they run out of very quickly because it's used as a daily meal, and they frequently seek donations for it. They also have put out there that they are running low as well on blankets for the dogs, which would make a great donation now as well. If you're able to help, you can drop items off in person or visit their Facebook page to find their Amazon wish list and have supplies delivered right to their door. Some areas of the state are waking up to rain this morning, while others have had snowfall accumulation overnight. I know here in Bangor, I definitely woke up to the rain, but the case is snow for Big Moose Township north of Greenville, which is home to the Big Squaw Mountain ski area. The Friends of the Mountain is a nonprofit group that provides upkeep to the ski area, and they posted on their Facebook page yesterday that they'll be open Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this is news because, as many of us know by now, it's been a tough season so far for businesses in the state that specialize in these winter recreational activities, especially the smaller businesses, with many ski areas not being able to make snow because of high temperatures. Make sure, though, if you want to visit the ski shop, check in with their Facebook page, Friends of the Mountain, to see if they're still open this weekend. The rain may still yet win over the snow today and tomorrow, unfortunately, but let's make sure, let's double check and take a look at the Greenville Junction live cam to make sure that I'm not a liar. It looks like, according to this is live, like I said, from Greenville, and Big Squaw Mountain is just north of Greenville, so it looks like there's still snow coming down. That may be a wintry mix, but the snow is sticking over in Greenville, so maybe a good weekend for skiing and snowboarding activities. All right, and on that note, let's check in with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Thank you very much. Your full weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater area. All right, here we go. We do have winter storm warnings up until about 1 o'clock later this afternoon, being indicated by these areas indicated in the pink because of some additional snowfall that could take place, and the slippery roads as we could see some frozen precipitation as we transition from snow over to rain. And that's why we do also have winter weather advisories up for some areas until later this morning, and other areas not under anything as we're switching over to plain old rain. But we're also watching some flooding issues taking place. We have aerial flood watches in effect until later this afternoon, with gale warnings lasting until later this evening as gusty winds on top of the precipitation will continue to exist. Here's a look at the radar right now. Look at all the active weather currently taking place right now. Most of us have switched over to mainly rain, but it's farther out towards the north. We have a little bit of other frozen precipitation and eventually some snow north northern parts of the state seeing a good amount of snow at this point. We'll throw the radar into motion. It's really gotten going over the last little while. And of course, the darker the shade of blue is, that's the heavier the snow. Of course, farther down toward the south, some decent rainfall also taking place with inches of rainfall possible before we're all finished up. As we're watching this area, low pressure located right about in here, track off towards the east. It'll hang around for a while too, because we'll catch a few breaks, but more active weather could possibly move in the extended forecast period. So Futurecast showing this rain continuing to move through today with some breaks developing during the afternoon and evening time frame, so it won't be raining all the time. By tomorrow morning, though, we may have to watch for a little bit of precipitation. This model doesn't quite show it as well. We'll have to watch for a little bit more of a wintry mix of precipitation. I'll try to move back on shore from time to time. It tries to show it just a bit, but as we head towards Saturday morning, a wintry mix could take place yet again. But otherwise, most of Saturday will be mostly cloudy, maybe a few breaks in the clouds from time to time. But this is kind of the general idea that we're going to be watching on for. Another wave of energy looks to move in as we head towards Sunday night. A little bit of a wintry mix possible with that. Lasting through at least Monday, I'm kind of worried about some other frozen precipitation falling here too, so roads may be slippery as we head towards Monday morning and lasting through Monday night into Tuesday before that wave moves out of here as we head towards Tuesday morning. So again, additional rainfall looks a little bit like this, an additional half-inch to an inch of rain on top of what we've already received before we're all finished up. This kind of counts any melted down snow at this point as well, and any additional snowfall will mainly be in the northern ends of the state where inches of snow could fall there, but most of us just about done with temperatures that are well above freezing at this point. Wave heights are well up there as well, ranging from around 10 to 11 feet according to the buoys out there, so this is why gale warnings are currently in effect. Forecast for today, 50 degrees, rain likely, areas of dense fog, south wind gusting up to around 30 miles per hour at times. 28 degrees tonight, rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow, and fog on the way. North wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 33 degrees, rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow again. North wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. We're partly cloudy on Sunday with highs in the upper 20s, lower 30s, Martin Luther King Day with the wintry mix now moving in. We keep that wintry mix going on Tuesday, highs in the mid-30s.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
We answered some questions on Angie. Contractors pop up on your screen.
You can read other people's experiences.
To me, Angie is a time saver.
I scheduled it right then and there.
Get started at Angie.com today.
Even though Dorsey Furniture is known for our vast collections of quality home furnishings, sometimes we like to venture into the forgotten passageways and dark corners of our enormous warehouse to mine the odd nightstand, forgotten sofa, orphaned love seat, or the elusive discontinued mattress. Meanwhile, our sales manager, and not the bean counters, smash the original retail prices into tiny fractions of themselves. Dorsey Furniture, black tag sale going on now.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm one of the heat pump consultants at Dave's World. We are Maine's leader in heat pump installations because we have an awesome team that is dedicated to an awesome experience, and we are backed by Mitsubishi products. It's easy to promise awesome, but it is another thing to deliver on awesome. There are so many solutions for every home. The goal is to solve problems and find what's right for the customer. You have heating and cooling problems, we will solve them from start to finish. Dave's World, awesome.
A pandemic trend of tech companies giving their customers what they need to make repairs at home instead of making them visit retail shops and pay technicians is now law in one state. Fox's Eben Brown has more in this edition of Fox on Tech.
Broken phone? Need a battery or a screen? What about that tablet or smartwatch? Did you buy a protection plan? Getting your tech fixed often means going to a company store like Apple's or an authorized service shop. But then came COVID, and most of those businesses, like so many others, were shuttered. But that didn't mean you were doomed to an eternally spiderweb cracked screen or unchargeable electronics. Companies began to send out or rent out tools, parts, and instructions to customers who would do it themselves, and to everyone's amazement, they learned that fixing things isn't always difficult or expensive. People liked this idea and wanted it as a post-pandemic option to get things fixed fast and cheap. And that's why New York State passed a new law aiming to guarantee a, quote, right to repair.
There are a lot of carve-outs here that make older devices, as well as some more industrial or business products, not applicable under the law. Ultimately, this is for consumers more than it is for businesses.
And it goes beyond phones and wearables. Just recently, the American Farm Bureau Federation struck a deal with John Deere, maker of agricultural equipment like tractors. Now the company will help facilitate do-it-yourself repair in exchange for the farming lobby not pursuing a right-to-repair law.
Now, even New York's right-to-repair law has its critics who say it doesn't do anything to stop manufacturers from requiring people buy large quantities of replacement parts, as if they, too, are a repair shop. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
The community is seeking answers and justice after the Los Angeles Police Department released body cam footage of a black man being held down and tased 6 times. This video is unsettling and might not be suitable for all viewers. In the graphic video, police are seen stopping Keenan Anderson after he was accused of causing a traffic collision. Anderson is held down to the ground by officers and tased 6 times. He can be heard crying out for help and saying, quote, "They're trying to George Floyd me." Anderson was taken to a nearby hospital where he later died, allegedly suffering cardiac arrest. Anderson happens to be the cousin of Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors. The local BLM co-founder spoke out on the incident, while police say the investigation is ongoing.
They're trying to George Floyd me. They're trying to George Floyd me. And guess what happened? They did. The community is rising up, and we're saying we're not going to take this.
In my preliminary review of this incident, it's unclear what that role of that taser was. To be clear, it's dependent on the totality of our investigative resources, but also the medical records from the hospital, as well as the coroner's report and their formal and forensic level examination.
Keenan Anderson was reportedly a Los Angeles native who recently moved to Washington, D.C. He was a teacher and a father. An independent prosecutor has been called in to look at the sitting commander-in-chief. It's the second time the Department of Justice has needed to jump in to address the potential mishandling of classified documents. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports the latest from Washington.
Attorney General Merrick Garland announced an investigation into his boss Thursday. The White House says it's cooperating, but the president is facing a lot of heat. A special counsel will look into those classified documents found at President Biden's former D.C. office and Delaware home.
This appointment underscores for the public the department's commitment to both independence and accountability.
The news came hours after the president confirmed documents were discovered in a garage at his Wilmington residence.
It's not like you're sitting out in the street.
President Biden's attorneys had notified the Justice Department about that second batch in December. Yet the president did not disclose that information on Tuesday while giving his first public comments about the initial set of classified files that were recovered in November. Still, the White House insists
we have been transparent here.
The president says he doesn't know what's in the records, which the White House says were likely inadvertently misplaced.
Joe Biden should know better. I'm glad his Corvette was locked in the garage, but that is not an excuse for having classified documents in that same building.
There are now 2 special counsels looking into classified documents, one for President Biden and another for former President Trump.
I think Merrick Garland made the right choice to have the same standard to do separate special counsels here.
At least one Democrat, though, is skeptical of President Biden's findings.
Things can be planted in places and then discovered conveniently. That may be what has occurred here.
An investigation could be a significant setback for the president's potential 2024 run, as he also tries to fend off a number of Republican-led congressional probes. In Washington, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have the community calendar for local events going on tonight and this weekend. Plus, on that note, we'll have band members from the Watts Hall Band come in to talk about their event going on tomorrow. We'll be right back.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Friday, the 13th of January, the perfect day to watch a certain 80s horror movie. And for national holidays, today is Korean American Day, honoring people of Korean descent who have made immeasurable contributions to culture and society of the United States. And it's also Make Your Dream Come True Day. So, take that as you will. But if your dream has just been to make it through the Monday through Friday work week, hey, you're there. You've made it. Your dreams are accomplished for this week. And on this day in history, in 1962, the Chubby Checkers song The Twist, which has been credited with starting the twist dance craze, went number one in the charts 2 years after reaching the number one spot for the first time. And in 1968, Johnny Cash performed for inmates at the Folsom State Prison in Folsom, California, with many of us knowing this show being recorded for live album release. In 1989, computers across Britain were hit by the Friday the 13th virus. And for birthdays today, we have actor Liam Hemsworth, who's 33, actor Patrick Dempsey, who is from Lewiston. He's 57 today. And very happy birthdays to them. Now let's check in with meteorologist Evan Biggs, who's going to give us a rundown of the messy weather we're experiencing.
First weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We have winter storm warnings in effect until about 1 o'clock later this afternoon for areas highlighted here because of accumulating snow expected and some other frozen precipitation that could fall as well. Before we switch over to all rain, we're also watching this winter weather advisory that's up for some areas until later on this morning as well, as we're also going to be watching out for any precipitation. I'll switch over to all rain. We've had some frozen precipitation, and now we're starting to see a switch over. No surprise either, aerial flood watch is in effect for a few counties until later this afternoon because of the heavy rain that's currently moving through, with gale warnings also up until 6 p.m. So wind, rain, and precipitation will be the general issue here as we watch all this moving through. We started out as a little bit of snow earlier this morning, now switching over to all rain and maybe some other types of precipitation further off towards the north. With the warmer air advecting in, we'll continue to see this moving and switching over to all rain as it does develop. Let's zoom things out right now. This is currently a bigger picture here, tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east. Most of this will start to taper off a little bit as we head towards the afternoon period, but later on the extended forecast period, more active weather will be on the way. Our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, plenty of rain, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Now let's take a look at that community calendar. Make sure to double check on our website, foxbangor.com. I'll get this posted there soon so that you can see the links to all these events to see if they're still going on. All right, so tonight, Friday the 13th, there's an open mic at the Bangor Arts Exchange at 7 p.m. That goes until 9:30 p.m. It's an acoustic version of open mic with host Julia Steer. It's all ages, no cover. Donations are welcome, though. Take the stage or take a seat and enjoy the local talent. Carrie Richardson benefit dinner at the Franklin Veterans Club tonight at 5:30. Tacos, raffles, a 50-50, and a night of karaoke. Donations for dinner accepted at the door, all to benefit Carrie, who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Artful Adornments timed auction at the Thomaston Place Auction Galleries, 12 p.m. through 7 p.m. daily through January 25th. Vintage Accents brings an assortment of vintage decor, pottery, fine art, lighting, furniture, books, porcelain, and more. Indoor story time for preschool-age kids at the Camden Public Library, 10 a.m. today. That goes for an hour. Children's librarian Miss Amy leads the story hour. Maine men's hockey versus UMass Lowell tonight at the Alfond Arena in Orono. That starts at 7 p.m. Acoustic Thursday with Vinny and Dylan at the Penobscot Poorhouse in Bangor. That starts at 7:30 p.m. That goes until 10:30. It's a father and son providing acoustic jams. Night roller skating at Dexter Town Hall at 6 p.m. tonight. Goes till 8:30. Roller skate with glow sticks. Sounds fun. All right, Pokemon Day. This is all these events are tomorrow, Saturday, January 14th. Pokemon Day at Bangor Comic and Toy Con in the Bangor Mall. That starts at 11 a.m., goes until 5 p.m. Trading, learning, playing, and a tournament and more. So make sure to check that out. That's $10 at the door for the whole family. Kickboxing and self-defense class. Eye Candy Dance Studio and Fitness is hosting this self-defense and kickboxing class. It's in downtown Bangor at 3 p.m. tomorrow. It just covers basic striking and kicks, plus it's an amazing workout. Soap School Beginner Soap Making at the Starboard Farm in Machiasport. It's at 1 p.m. It goes till 4 p.m. Make sure to register in advance for this. Kids are not allowed at this one because the class does use the ingredient lye, which is unsafe. So, like I said, register in advance. The class is $75. All supplies are provided. $2 community yoga. This is a weekly thing at the gatherings in Surrey starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. It's an hour-long thing. Yoga for everybody. Yoga teachers will be there to provide help with poses and answer questions. Mats are also available. Building Solutions Fair at the MDI High School in Bar Harbor at 9:30, which goes until 1:30. There will be workshops throughout. This is to learn more about efficiency improvements from local contractors and experts and people who have heat pumps, solar, and weatherization things done to their homes. Open to the public, and it's free. All right, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Waterville Opera House. This is a 3D showing of the classic monster movie, one of my personal favorites. This starts at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. Also, not on this chart, we have the Watts Hall Band at the Wattstown Hall, I believe, in Thomaston. That's at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So make sure to follow up on foxbangor.com when I can get this posted, when I'm off the desk, because that will be a dance party tomorrow at 7. All right, benefit lunch for Steve Grindle. This is Sunday, January 15th at the Sorrento Sullivan Recreational Place. It's at noon. Soups, stews, chowders, and more to benefit Franklin Fire Department's Assistant Chief, Steve Grindle, who suffered a heart attack on Christmas Day. Annual Augusta Wedding Show at the Augusta Civic Center at noon on Sunday. This goes until 3 p.m. It's a bridal show featuring the area's finest wedding professionals. Brides can enjoy a glass of complimentary champagne and catered appetizers. Local vendors will be ready to answer questions and book your dates. Tickets between $10 and $20. Lollipop races at Saddleback Mountain in Rangeley, of course. This is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Weekly fun race down Roya Tiger Slope, open to ages 12 and under, free to participate. Just look for the signature lollipop signs and race flags. Awards presented at 2:30 p.m. on the deck at the lodge. All right, still to come here this morning, we'll have that interview with members of the Watts Hall Band, and we have sports coming right up.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
This is going to be great. Taking the Shaw off, I did it. Is he looking at my hairline?
My joint pain isn't too bad. Well, it wasn't this morning. I hope I can get through this.
Is plaque psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis making you rethink your everyday choices? Otezla is a pill, not a cream or injection, that can help people with plaque psoriasis achieve clearer skin. Otezla is proven to reduce joint swelling, tenderness, and pain in psoriatic arthritis. And no routine blood tests required. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla can cause serious allergic reactions. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over 8 years. Don't hesitate. Ask your doctor about Otezla today.
Before and bath fitter. Before and bath fitter. If you have a before bath, now's the time to call Bath Fitter to get a beautiful after. With our unique tub over tub process, there's no mess or stress. Spend smart on a beautiful new bath done right, backed by a lifetime warranty. Join over 2 million happy customers who know it just fits. Bath Fitter. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, plus Braun Strowman versus Gunther for the Intercontinental title. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start with the big stuff. NFL playoffs set to kick off this weekend, and the Patriots dropping some huge news on Thursday night. The team releasing a brief statement saying, in part, they've begun contract extension talks with defensive coach Jerod Mayo. The Pats saying they want to keep Mayo for the long term. In addition, Patriots also announcing, and you guys will be happy about this, they will begin interviewing for an offensive coordinator starting next week. All right, some big news there with the Patriots. Let's move to Orono. No border battle for Maine women's basketball on Wednesday due to illness in the UNH program, but Maine men's hoops took on the Wildcats at the Cross Center, and despite holding a first-half lead, they dropped their sixth straight, 71-58. So now they drop to 6-10 after starting the year 6-4. But it's not like they've been getting run out of the gym by any means. Of their last 4 losses, one was by 2 points to a conference favorite in UMass Lowell, a 1-point loss to Harvard in overtime. They fell to NJIT in overtime as well. So in order to get over that hump, they're really focusing on 3 things: consistency, execution, and discipline.
Yeah, we just need to be more consistent with our execution on both sides of the ball. I mean, anytime you're playing in 1, 2, 3 possession games, you're obviously doing some good things, but you're just not executing at a high enough level.
And just be more disciplined. We need to execute the full 40 minutes. We have to believe in each other, stick to the game plan. Coaching staff draws up a good game plan offensively and defensively. We just have to stay with it, execute, and just stay together.
They are back in action at UMBC this weekend down in Baltimore, looking to get back in the win column over the Cavaliers. Despite those recent struggles, Coach Markwood and the Black Bears are still confident they can win and end up in the top half of America East.
As frustrating as it's been, especially since we started league play, I definitely think there's a belief there. Our guys are still working hard. They believe that we can win those games and we can beat anybody in this league. Our thing as a group right now is it can't be lip service. We have to actually go out and talk and do it.
Back to the hardwood we go. A big night on the high school hoop scene, especially over at Brewer with a rematch of the Class A North championship game, which is looking to avenge their loss in the regional finals last year. Actually, it was their most recent loss. They're hosting the defending state champs in Nokomis. First quarter, we start. It's going to be Grady Hartsgrove on the inside. He's going to beat the buzzer with that lay-in. Nokomis down 11 after 1, and Brewer would step on the gas. Brock Flagg from the Hannaford parking lot, nothing but net. And then Brewer again. It's the big man Ryder Goodwin here. Pull up mid-range. That's a bucket if you give him the space any day. Nokomis would fight, though. Here's Connor Sides. He's going to get to the lane, and look at the circus shot. What a play. That's a little hook shot, a scoop shot from the point guard. Banks that one home, but Brewer was too much. Brady Saunders here. He's going to be in the right place at the right time. He had a game-high 27, 17 of them in the second half. Witches win big. They're now 9-0. All right, let's stay on the court here for another team that's been a wagon to start the year. 10-0 Coyotes going up against John Bapst at the Cross Center. First quarter, Yotes on the break. Michaela Emerson finds Taylor Loring. She buries the triple from the corner. And then John Bapst now running their own fast break. It's Claire Gattani. She led her team with 8 points. Here's 2 of them. Nice move at the bucket. Here's Old Town again. Look at this ball movement. It's going to start with Sage Evans. They're going to swing it all the way around. She cuts baseline, and it ends with Sage Evans. She gets the bucket on the inside, and then it's going to be Loring again. She's doing it all by herself on the fast break. She had 21. Coyotes win 55-17. All right, let's go to the ice at Sawyer Arena now. Camden Hills against Hamden Academy and some boys hockey action. First period, it's Hamden's Tucker Leland. He gets in and snipes one top shelf. Nice celly, too. 1-0 Broncos. Still in the first period, Broncos. Matthew Shane hits Keith Brooks. He finds the back of the net. 2-0 Hamden Academy. To the second period we go with the Windjammers down 3-1. Puck is loose in front, but in comes Lucas Wyman to cash it in. That makes it 3-2. But late in the final frame, Hamden's Adrian Webb brings it down on the 2-on-1 break, gets it to Andrew Krause. Nice move at the net. He scores with a nice backhand. 4-2 Broncos. They'd hit the empty netter and win 5-2. All right, let's stay with hockey. Some girls' high school hockey action. The Cheverus Co-op facing the Penobscot Pioneers. Second period, Stags up 2-1. Michaela Talbot with a terrific move, but she gets robbed by freshman Abby DeRozier from Orono. Third period now, and keep your eyes on Jordan Williams. She goes coast to coast for the score. What a play right there. We are tied at 2 from the Brewers sophomore. Minutes later, Pioneers on the power play. Williams from behind the net, wheels in front, and fires it home. Little bank shot there. I know it's a basketball term. She had a hat trick on the night. And then here comes Emma McNeil, the senior out of Bangor. She's going to battle in front of the net for this goal. She also had 2 on the night. Pioneers hand Cheverus their first loss. 5-3 is the final. Big win for them there. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. With the most comprehensive selection of Toyota offers available, you'll see every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. Plus, you can search inventory and get a free independent trade-in value. Right now, you could save with 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. BuyAToyota.com when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
Have you stopped by our new location? Now located at 67 Belmont Avenue in Belfast. We recently moved and renovated a home from 1965 into our new retail establishment. We tripled the space. Bigger space means even more products than before. Over 50 vape flavors, water pipes, hand pipes, and accessories. There's something for everyone. At Riptide, we want it to feel like home. Because it is.
Mad Cat & Company in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza invites you to host your next event with us. We are much more than just a bar. Our event room is designed to host any type of event, formal or casual. Family gatherings, birthday parties, corporate parties, club meetings, fundraisers, or weddings and receptions. We've got you covered. Our open floor plan can adequately seat 100 or more people, and we can assist you with food, drinks, and entertainment as well. Call or visit our website today.
To Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Sam Grinnell and Alan Hinsey. They are of the Watts Hall Band. Guys, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, and you're here, of course, to promote the show that's going on in Thomaston tomorrow. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. This is our second Watts Hall dance party that we're having at the Watts Hall Community Center in Thomaston tomorrow. The 14th, Saturday the 14th. It's from 7 to 9:30. It's right there on Main Street in Thomaston. 174 Main Street. You can't miss it at the Watts Hall Community Center. So this is our second event there. We packed the place in October. And this is people really loved it, and they wanted us to come back. So it's an exciting kind of, we're a big band, and it's a lot of dance music. So I don't know if you want to chime in on any of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about the band at all, I know you're doing vocals and rhythm guitar, so you're busy over there, and you're a drummer and a manager.
Right.
So, and that's just one part of the band, correct? How many members? Like, what kind of music do you guys play?
You know, we have 11 people in the band.
Wow.
We count our sound guy as 11.
Nice.
So it's a big group of people. It's sort of the biggest band I've ever played in. I've been playing since I was, I was 13 when I sort of started guitar, and
awesome.
Played in a variety of bands, but this is the biggest one. And we have a full horn section.
Gotcha.
We have a lead guitar, keyboard. We have 3 vocals in the front, and it's really it's really great. I also get the pleasure of playing with my dad. He's a bass player.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a thing we've sort of shared throughout our life, and it's pretty cool to be able to do that too.
Yeah, that's a great way to share.
We started out about a year ago, and I just started reaching out in the Mid-Coast area on message boards and stuff to look, hey, we're going to put the band together. I'm looking to do a big band.
Yeah.
And for dances, that's kind of thing, an event band. And we really just found some incredible musicians. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're all, we have a whole full range. We have some retirees. We have young graduates right from University of Maine.
Cool.
We have...
I may recognize some.
You absolutely will. And it's a really good community feel, too. They're all from that kind of mid-coast area.
Nice.
And that really is something that we're focusing on, too, for the band. When I reached out to put the band together, on a little advertiser in the message board, it said... hey, we want to have fun. If you love music, you want to play this kind of music, it's great. But if you want to make a living at it or you want to become a rock star, we're not your band. We all have jobs. This is what we do on the side, and we do it because we love it.
We're really passionate
and we
about
can bring
it.
people together. It's really a community event piece.
Right.
Like.
And we were saying before, I mean, you guys are often doing fundraising stuff, right? Is that kind of part of the puzzle?
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly part of what we're trying to do. Community is really important to us. Bringing people together is important to us.
Yeah.
In everything we're doing, certainly we're open to working with nonprofits and such for doing events. We're looking to book private events like weddings and celebrations and parties. But I mean, really for us, it's sort of about people having a good time.
Yeah,
and,
community engagement.
Yeah, and I mean, if people aren't dancing and laughing, then we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, we can't stress that enough. This is a high-energy dance band.
Yeah.
It's what we do. If we can't get you and Grandma off the chair, everybody on the dance floor, it's going to be songs you know.
Yep.
And if you're not singing along with us and tired and hot and sweaty by the end of the night, we did something wrong.
That seems like the perfect event for the winter in Maine. I saw somewhere there's a cash bar, there's snacks available, so there's everything you need to have a good time.
The other thing, when you come to that Thomaston, Rockland area, great restaurants in that area, come
Lots of
eat
stuff
out,
going
on.
come in for the evening. It's a great evening out, and it's pretty cheap.
Because it starts at 7,
Yes.
right? Okay, and do we have a rain date? Because I know tomorrow's it looks a little funky.
Yeah, inclement weather date will be the following Saturday, so it'll be the 21st. So if we can't do it tomorrow, we'll let everybody know.
All
21st, there are advanced ticket sales out there, so if people have already bought advanced tickets, we have to change the date, we'll let everybody know.
Right.
Yep.
And I forgot this question, but I saw somewhere you guys are doing, talk about what kind of tunes these are. I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan and I was like, whoa, cool. What other types of, like, covers, or what's up with that?
Yeah, so really, I mean, basically we're a cover band.
Cool.
And it sort of gives us some freedom in doing that. I think that we really get gratification when we see people that sort of know the songs we're playing, can sing along and dance. It's about fun. So we're there's really little judgment in terms of our creativity. We're sort of taking each song and making it our own, but they're all covers. And everything we do, we think about dancing in mind and engagement.
Yeah.
Right. So if everybody isn't, if everyone isn't engaged in the tune, then it might not work. So we have a wide range of stuff. We start in sort of the early '60s and go up to songs, that are only a couple of years old.
Right.
So.
Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Van Morrison, the
you got my
Eagles.
list.
I printed out our email. Talking Heads, Rolling Stones, Allman Brothers. That's fantastic.
It's a great mix. It's a great mix. People love it, and we really love doing it.
And I don't mean to cut you off. We're running out of time, but I'm really excited that you guys are doing this.
Cool.
Let's once more tomorrow, Watts Hall, 174 Main Street in Thomaston, starting at 7 p.m.
Check us out at thewattshallband.com.
And we'll plug that on our video that we're posting online.
And you can get advanced tickets at that website as well.
Advanced tickets. So head to foxbangor.com. We'll have this up with a link to their website. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Your full weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater area. All right, here we go. We do have winter storm warnings up until about 1 o'clock later this afternoon, being indicated by these areas indicated in the pink because of some additional snowfall that could take place, and the slippery roads as we could see some frozen precipitation as we transition from snow over to rain. And that's why we do also have winter weather advisories up for some areas until later this morning, and other areas not under anything as we're switching over to plain old rain. But we're also watching some flooding issues taking place. We have aerial flood watches in effect until later this afternoon, with gale warnings lasting until later this evening as gusty winds on top of the precipitation will continue to exist. Here's a look at the radar right now. Look at all the active weather currently taking place right now. Most of us have switched over to mainly rain, but it's farther out towards the north. We have a little bit of other frozen precipitation and eventually some snow. Northern parts of the state seeing a good amount of snow at this point. We'll throw the radar into motion. It's really gotten going over the last little while. And of course, the darker the shade of blue is, that's the heavier the snow. Of course, farther down toward the south, some decent rainfall also taking place with inches of rainfall possible before we're all finished up. As we're watching this area, low pressure located right about in here, track off towards the east. It'll hang around for a while too, because we'll catch a few breaks, but more active weather could possibly move in the extended forecast period. So Futurecast showing this rain continuing to move through today with some breaks developing during the afternoon and evening time frame, so it won't be raining all the time. By tomorrow morning, though, we may have to watch for a little bit of precipitation. This model doesn't quite show it as well. We'll have to watch for a little bit more of a wintry mix of precipitation. I'll try to move back on shore from time to time. It tries to show it just a bit, but as we head towards Saturday morning, a wintry mix could take place yet again. But otherwise, most of Saturday will be mostly cloudy, maybe a few breaks in the clouds from time to time. But this is kind of the general idea that we're going to be watching on for. Another wave of energy looks to move in as we head towards Sunday night. A little bit of a wintry mix possible with that. Lasting through at least Monday, I'm kind of worried about some other frozen precipitation falling here too, so roads may be slippery as we head towards Monday morning and lasting through Monday night into Tuesday before that wave moves out of here as we head towards Tuesday morning. So again, additional rainfall looks a little bit like this, an additional ½ inch to an inch of rain on top of what we've already received before we're all finished up. This kind of counts any melted down snow at this point as well, and any additional snowfall will mainly be in the northern ends of the state where inches of snow could fall there, but most of us just about done with temperatures that are well above freezing at this point. Wave heights are well up there as well, ranging from around 10 to 11 feet according to the buoys out there, so this is why gale warnings are currently in effect. Forecast for today, 50 degrees, rain likely, areas of dense fog, south wind gusting up to around 30 miles per hour at times. 28 degrees tonight, rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow, and fog on the way. North wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 33 degrees, rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow again. North wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. We're partly cloudy on Sunday with highs in the upper 20s, lower 30s, Martin Luther King Day with the wintry mix now moving in. We keep that wintry mix going on Tuesday, highs in the mid-30s.
When it comes to winter footwear, warmth, waterproof, and safety matter most. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport and discover the latest in winter boot technology. We've got boots rated from -60 to 0 degrees Fahrenheit to keep your feet warm in any weather. Check out the new materials guaranteed to keep your feet dry. Relieve the anxiety of slipping and falling this winter with the new Navitech with grippers built right into the sole. Just flip it and clip it and you're ready to go. Be prepared this winter. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer.
And some call me the King.
There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine on Fox 22. I'm Emma Smith. Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis Presley, has passed away. On Thursday morning, Presley was rushed to the hospital after suffering cardiac arrest at her home in Calabasas, California. Paramedics had performed CPR and brought her to the hospital. The 54-year-old singer had just attended the Golden Globes Awards ceremony on Tuesday. She was there to celebrate Austin Butler's award for playing her father in the film Elvis. Thursday evening, her mother, Priscilla Presley, confirmed her daughter had passed away. Is a bottle of wine from ancient Rome still drinkable? Museum officials say maybe. The Spire wine bottle at the Historical Museum of Palatin in Germany is believed to be the oldest bottle of wine in the world, dating back to the 4th century. A solidified blob of oil and wax on top of the bottle have kept the wine sealed